Hi friends. Hi. So a lot of people have asked for quite some time for me to explain how I healed my kidney story. So I wanted to just kind of like express firstly that in no way, shape, or form am I telling anyone that this is how you should heal your kidneys. This is just what I did, and it worked for me, and it was an incredible, profound experience, and I didn't have to get my kidneys taken out of my body. So just to like sum it up really quick, I had a very severe kidney infection that had been going on for about probably like a month. I had black circles under my eyes. I couldn't walk. I was in so much pain that I couldn't walk. And I gave birth naturally. And so I know pain. I know what pain feels like. And this was like equivalent to childbirth naturally, the pain that I was in. But I went to the doctors and they told me that I would most likely be needing to get my kidneys out, and I freaked out, and so we went to a witch doctor in Oregon. And she was really like a super dope witch who was just living in this like little place with all of her little tinctures and stuff, and she did this thing to feel my kidneys on my back, and she basically was like, yeah, this is really bad, and I was like, yeah, I'm scared, and she was pretty much like, here's grape seed, I think it was grape seed, skull cap, celery. She said eat a pound of celery a day. Crazy. And I want to say there was something else. Juniper berries. Juniper, it was like juniper berry extract or something like that. So I had all these like tinctures, and I was really, really broke at the time. I was sleeping on a couch in a trim scene house. And yeah, it was a lot at the time, but I was like, okay, this is worth, every penny, because I'm not gonna have to get my kidneys removed. And yeah, so after I did that, I did start eating the celery every day, but it was so excruciatingly painful. There we go. Excruciatingly painful that like I was like, bro, I'm gonna die. There was like a last minute shout out to my friend who was like holding space for me at the time. He is a great person, and really held it down for me and trusted my crazy idea of not going and getting my kidneys removed and instead doing it myself. He was very supportive, but also very scared too, because he was watching me kind of like wither away, and I was like throwing up, like projectile vomiting, and just like could barely walk. Like it was so intense. Like it's a very serious thing, so please don't take this video as like do what I did, because it's really serious and you could die, and it's actually really scary. And so this is just like, I'm just sharing part of me, because there was a lot of people that were really upset about my song, and I'm not telling people to do that. I'm just saying we're way more powerful than we believe, than we're taught in our society. We're actually extremely intelligent, like hyper intelligent, energetic beings who have the ability to heal parts of ourselves and our bodies with our minds. And I'm not the only one doing it. There is like a lot of tribes, a lot of shamans, a lot of people out there who are doing this type of thing, and maybe just not publicly talking about it as much. I've heard of people down in Mexico doing energetic surgery and getting rid of people's tumors, and like, I'm not the only one, so it's not that crazy. And also, this was like a guided thing for me to realize my own self-power. And there's a lot of research you can do and learn about out there about people who have tapped into this ability that every human has, to heal yourself. So it's actually fucking phenomenal, which is why I'm sharing it, because I just want to like have my story out there and kind of express that was not what that song was about at all. This is my own journey, and I just share it publicly. But I wanted to kind of just finish. Okay, so there was a this is why plant medicine too, and me, this was a long time ago, so this was like 10 years ago, probably, and I was, you know, like young and naive, and I didn't really know a lot, and I was learning a lot about myself and like what I believe in and like what feels good to me. And at the time I was like really connecting with plant medicine in general. Like plant medicine has always been like a big part of my life, but it has healed me in so many ways. Like I've been doing only naturopathic and homeopathic for me and my daughter, like my daughter's whole life. She's never had anything synthetic. She's I'm not gonna go too deep into that because I know people are weird about, get a little offended by that, but just letting you guys know we are healthy, thriving, living our best lives, and it's 100% like no Western medicine was involved in that. It's been a lot of like Eastern paradigm, homeopathic, naturopathic remedies, plants. Anyways, and I'm not like a big like everything has to be natural person. I just don't like that stuff. Like I don't personally me, I don't resonate with the frequency of a lot of the, like, you know, just putting a bunch of medication on stuff. I very much believe in like getting to the root of like the energy that created the dis-ease in our body in the first place. And so that's kind of like how I do things. It just is what I do. Not saying anyone else should do it that way. It's just what I do and what I do for my family. But I was invited last minute to a peyote ceremony in a teepee on this beautiful property, and this woman was holding the space. And when I took the medicine, I had one of the most prophetic moments where I did feel like I was gonna die, and my friend looked over at me and was like, do we need to leave and take you to the hospital? And I was like, I don't know, like this, I don't think so. And I like crawled out of the teepee, went and laid on a rock. I'm putting this in like a thing I'm releasing later, but anyways, laid on a rock, opened my legs to the moon, was naked at this point. I had been throwing up everywhere outside. But something in my head told me like, get naked and open your vagina to the moon, like open your yoni to the moon. And I know that sounds crazy, but I kid you not, like because of like the plant medicine also, like I could see the moon energy coming down and like going inside of me, and I could feel it wrapping around, because I was like directing the moon energy, right, like up in me and around my organs and my kidneys. And like it was teaching me, the plant medicine spirit of peyote was teaching me how to like move this universal energy into my body and like heal myself with it. And then I was like shown these like different dances and like massages that I could do to my organs, and it was almost like I was like massaging and like moving out, like literally these like really like crazy dances, moving out the toxins, like literally detoxing my kidneys. And then all of a sudden I'd have to like pee, and it'd be super painful and like hurt, but it felt like I was like getting it out and then like expelling it. And this cat was like next to me this whole time. This black cat was just perched by me, that was like on the property, just like almost like guiding me. Like initially how I got to the rock where I was laying was the cat came to me and like telepathically was like, follow me, and then this black cat guided me to this rock where then I like laid down and did the like moon ceremony. So anyways, and then after that I could walk the next day, which was crazy because it was so hard to walk, like, and I was in less pain, but I was still in a lot of pain. And then we randomly got invited to an ayahuasca ceremony, drove all the way to Utah, from California to Utah, to go get to this ayahuasca ceremony so I could finish healing, because I wasn't healed yet, and I knew that I needed ayahuasca to finish, like to close the gap. Oh my gosh, I only have 1 more minute. Okay, so I drank the ayahuasca the first night. I literally accepted that I was gonna die. I was sitting on the toilet and I was like, I'm gonna die right now, and it told me, you're gonna die right now. It was literally like, you will die right now if you don't change the energy, because I was seeing my kidneys shrivel up. And then it was like, you need to pump them full of love, pump them full of life. And so I was like imagining pumping them full of life. And anyways, long story short, I healed my kidneys. The next day I was fine, functioning after a month of almost dying, and I didn't have to get my kidneys removed. And here I am, alive, healthy, with both my kidneys, and deep love and compassion for plant medicine, and just the power that we have as humans. And so that's all I'm trying to do, is just share my story. And I love you guys so much. Okay, bye.